Hey, Jack.
Hey, Jill, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, and I just want to take this opportunity to welcome everybody to our show. I'm Jackie Rosen and my co-host, Jill Lefkowitz. And this is Jack and Jill, Art and Culture Tell-All. And I just want to share the mission of the show, and it's to share with the audience the tips and tricks of how to bring your art business to the next level. We interview the people that you need to know, okay, as well as experts in the field. We want to turn you from artists into entrepreneurs. So we've got art coaches, consultants, marketers, influencers, and more. So without further ado, I think today's topic is Operation Jodi Tanner.
Oh, yes. So I want to welcome to our show our friend, Jodi Jeffries Tanner. She is the founder and curator at Los Altos Capital Arts. Hi, Jodi.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Good, it's really good to see you. And you have quite the resume. So we're really happy to have you here. And what I would like to ask you, well, what I'd like you to tell us actually is about Los Altos Capital Arts.
Okay, well, I'm thrilled to be here. You guys, thank you for the invitation. It's fantastic. So I'm real excited to talk to you guys about Los Altos Capital Arts. So it's a not-for-profit right now, and I founded this about almost 6 years ago. My husband and I had bought a new business, which is called Los Altos Capital Advisors, and I said, what's a better way to support the arts community than, doing something now that I own my own walls and on the beautiful Los Altos Boulevard. So I'm like, yay, I can do this. So I created a not-for-profit called Los Altos Capital Arts where I support local and emerging artists. And I don't know if you guys know, but I've been on the Broward Cultural Council, which you may ask later, but for many years. So I've been out and about in the artist community, meeting artists, meeting local artists, meeting people who are brand new artists, emerging artists, people who have been around for many, many years. And so it's always been such a pleasure of mine to meet these artists and see what I can do to engage in the community to help and support. So I created Los Altos Capital Arts where I will choose one artist, and these artists are kind of more so like I've built a relationship with. I've kind of either followed them or spoken to them or seen them at various events and things. So I choose an artist to showcase as a solo exhibit, and not only because of their art, but a big part of how my process is, me personally, is that I choose them because they're giving back to the community also. And when I say the community, it could be local community, it could be global. It's really not for me to judge what they're doing, but to me, it's really fantastic when you see everyone giving back to the community, and especially if they're giving back to your own arts community, right? So, and like you guys do. So, and you guys are perfect examples because you both do it. And this is what you do. This is one of your things.
You're the perfect example.
Thank you. Thank you. So what I do is I choose an artist, and they can exhibit in my walls, which is on Los Altos Boulevard, for 4 months. I do all the social media. I do the marketing for them. I put on a reception, which, I'm now at 13 artists because I do 3 a year. The reception, I pay for everything. I also include, which I'd like to include, not just visual artists, but I also include students that at various high schools that perform. They perform their music. So, and I give them service hours for their school, and they get live experience. And I also usually include someone in the culinary arts that will provide something yummy, and so I can support them too. And then downstairs we get the kids that they are greeters, because my building closes, so I have them greeting. It gives them a little experience to be one-on-one with people. So, but the music's really fantastic. I've had Los Altos has had St. Thomas Aquinas, their jazz bands, numerous times, and it's been fantastic. So, and then so during that time of the solo exhibit in the office, they can come in before and after the reception. They can give private tours after reception. And one of the really great things that we're happy to say is that if an artist sells a piece of art through Los Altos Capital Arts, they receive 100% of the proceeds of that. I'm not selling art. I'm just straight up supporting artists. And it's something that I think everyone can do. So I'm happy to be part of the, helping of the arts community.
That's
It's a
wonderful.
very nice Molotov cocktail you've created there, darling.
So let's go back in time.
Okay.
Where did your love of art originate from?
So, when I was very young, I just, and I never studied art per se. I'm not a art history major. I'm not an artist, although I can draw a little bit or do a paint if I'm provoked. But, I think I just, when I was younger, my mother passed away when I was very young, so I was with her until I was about 9. Then I lived with my grandmother for a while, and so I kind of got my mother's instinct. She was very artistic, and then my grandmother loved the arts, and she used to take us to the theater all the time. And I one of my things growing up was I was all about coloring books. I just loved coloring. I loved black outline, and I loved all that. So it's just really got me to look not only at coloring books, but pieces of art and how the artists were working. And that was when I was really little. I'm like, well, I got a coloring book. Let me see someone else already done this, and it's not from a book.
No.
So I think I just had that natural curiosity of how does this happen, and basically it's always influenced my life because I think it's so beautiful, and I just makes you happy basically. So I just grew up loving art.
Nice.
So let me ask you, is it because of your love of art that you do so much for creatives in the community? I feel like you want to support them because they're not supported, I think, as much as they could be. What you're doing could be a roadmap for so many other businesses.
Mm.
Everybody has walls. Everyone has the ability to do what you're doing. And it would be really cool if this took off and, you tell a friend and you tell a friend, and that whole thing would be terrific. So
Jackie, that's exactly what I do. When I created Los Altos Capital Arts, I created a model. And the model, for me, I'm so happy to share it with anybody because it's literally, if you're going to support the arts, and you can do this exponentially, the artists support each other through events like this. And it grows, and it's just really, when you do a collaboration with other artists, or if you do, I call it impact doing, not just giving, but impact doing. It creates an impact on so many people around you, from the artists to the consumers of art, to the visitors, to residents, to, and I just think that I want to support the community because I think it's easy enough to do if you could just put a little time into it. And I think that you're right. I don't think, we all know this, that, when funding and when artists are growing up and they're trying to get their businesses going, and my thing is like, I really want to help these artists take their passion to a business and be able to be self-sustaining and maintaining by selling their art. And I just feel that the first thing to go in funding, government funding or city or local, whatever, is the arts. They get you like this, and it literally goes first. It's horrifying to me, and so it's kind of helped me become more of an advocate for the arts and for funding of the arts. I went to Tallahassee last year to try and lobby for some more funding for the state of Florida. We got some, we didn't get enough, obviously, but I just think I want to help out because every little bit for people can help. There's no downside; it's all upside.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Jodi, you've been on the Broward Cultural Council for more than a decade. Can you tell us about their mission and how other people can get involved?
So, absolutely, I'm happy to do that. Yes, I've been on the council for many years, and the Broward Cultural Division has this fantastic mission of just promoting and cultivating art and culture in Broward County, and that's not just for the residents; it's for visitors. We want Broward County to be a destination for people to come. We want them to say, I want to go there because you've got, Jill and Jackie that are, their art somewhere. We want to go see them. We want to see the events. We want to see the theater. We want to see photography. We want to see it all. We want to see large pieces of art in public places at our airport, our ports, where people come in. So I think, Broward County is doing a fantastic job at cultivating artists. We also do things like we distribute the grants and the grant funding process. There's a big grant program, which artists from all calibers and all levels can get involved in that by looking at broward.org/arts. And you can see the various grant programs that are offered. I serve on many of those panels as a panelist to, for certain, whatever the grant program may be, to kind of judge, read the grants, and to really give these artists, whether they're, like beginning or an organization, a leg up to help them either with operational, to help them with the program, a particular project, a collaboration. So Broward County, and we also do like all those, when you go around the city of Fort Lauderdale or Broward County, you see these fantastic sculptures and things. Our Public Art and Design Committee is part of the group that makes all that happen. So everything goes, most things go through the council that I serve on. We make recommendations to the division, and then it goes to the Broward Board of County Commissioners. So, basically we try and get, our goal is to just keep supporting and promoting the arts and culture in Broward County, and to involve as many people as we can while we're doing it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and then once you get in there, go into the various, if you're an artist, if you're seeing this, go in there and check out the grant opportunities. It'll explain exactly what you need to do, exactly what's required. Get yourself on the mailing list with Broward County, and whenever there's a call to artists or things like that, you could be involved, and you'll see the updated information. There's also artscalendar.com. That's a very great tool to be able to, if you're an artist, to put your events up there. Let's get everybody's stuff showing. Ultimately, we want to share the events that you guys are all having at a local level or bigger level with everybody. So we want people to chime in, especially in this day and age when we're doing all these virtual and video things. We want many people as possible to chime in and to be able to share the experiences that we have to give and to show.
That's great. So so this is what I wanted to ask you about Los Altos Capital Arts would be, do artists submit to you? Do you find the artists, your own artists? Do they need to be local? Do you kind of work through your own network? How does that work to be considered?
I do a little of all that, Jackie. I do a little of all that. I usually fund my own artists because I have a thing like internally here, I call it my artist pool. And if I meet someone who I think is a fantastic person, I'll kind of watch, I'll see what they're doing in the community. I'll see how they're engaging, and I will pull those, various people from my artist pool. And then, but people do send me requests to my email address, which I'll give you. They do look at my website, losoloscapitalarts.com. And, I'm always willing to put someone in the pool. It's just, I don't just put everyone in there, but I like to know that people are serious, not just to say, go put me in your gallery and then see it, call it a day. I want real engagement from the artists, and I want to help the artist engage more with the community. That's what I'm there, just to raise it up another level and to promote a little bit more. So I think, I take those serious inquiries, but it's friends are friends, because y'all, like you meet artists through other artists, and that's kind of how it happens very organically for me also. So I do take calls, I do take emails. I'm happy to talk with any artists out there. And if they can't showcase at mine, I'm always also happy to send them out information about maybe call to artists with the county. Send them anything, like there's someone's going to do a mural project, whatever. I'll pass that out to my past artists or whomever I may know to share all that kind of knowledge and, just spread the love,
Spread that love.
So when you were talking about the Los Altos Capital Arts, how do you market everything for the artist?
Okay, so I have a really great team. I am no techie by any stretch, so let's just say that right now. I just stink at it, really, but I'm learning. So I feel this is all learning curve. I've got a couple people that work in my office in my business who help me with marketing. I post and things like that, but I like to get information about the artists and back up my posts, a lot of them, and so I kind of have someone help me, and then I do the posting. So it's a group effort. I've got a great team at my office, so I'm very blessed.
Wonderful.
Do you? I just wanted to ask if you do art marketing consulting.
No.
No.
No, but I do.
PR.
Huh?
You do PR for artists.
Yeah, I do. I do whatever I'm shooting when I have an artist. I do all that, and I kind of light that fire again. Most of my artists have all been engaged in social media. Some of them have not thought they had time to do this. And I'm like, you know what? You're never going to have the time. You just have to do it.
Do it.
So, and they've said, oh my gosh, Jodi, I'm so excited that you pushed me to do this. Now I'm busier than ever. I'm on many more platforms. I'm literally associating with other artists and meeting people all over the place. So all I'm trying to do is kind of just like do that extra level of pushing out there and things like that, and then getting those artists to really promote themselves, because you are your own biggest fan, as you should be.
And you're
And the
teaching
cheerleading
them.
begins right with you guys. You gotta do that, and that's a big step for artists to step out of the comfort zone and start promoting themselves more, especially in this time. So I kind of give that little push, if you will, a gentle push.
Yep. And Jodi, you're also doing something new that you just told us about. It's on, I believe, is it Thursdays? Is it on Thursdays?
So, well, I'm also involved with the Los Altos Association here on the Boulevard, Los Altos Boulevard. So I'm the vice president of that association, and Erica Del Rios, who is the executive director, and I have started this kind of live on Los Altos event. So we're going to be promoting businesses and merchants and things like that, and we're just actually going to go get people to come, and we want them to see galleries, we want them to have food, we want them to just come have fun and enjoy all the beautiful things that are going on in Los Altos Boulevard.
What's exciting too is that because the artist is with you for 4 months, and they have all, you have the appointments where people can come in and see. So over that 4-month period, and especially right now, so you're doing stuff for the artist that's virtual. Like for instance, Florencia, you guys did a little show together. Can you tell us more about that?
We did. So after the reception and after COVID, we're like, we're not having anyone in. And so just stay on the wall. I'm not going to have a new artist right now because people aren't coming in. So we said, let's do Happy Art Hour. So we had my first ever Happy Art Hour. And so it was like a selfie thing. So Florencia came in, and she's fantastic, by the way. She came in, and we just videoed kind of from the front of the room. I've got various office spaces in my office that different pieces of art are located. So we kind of I kind of interviewed her, and I said, what are you doing? What's your inspiration behind this? What are you using? What kind of mediums are you using? How do you do this? And so we kind of went from room to room, and we're like, have a glass of wine, and everyone enjoy it. It was a happy art hour. It actually lasted almost 2 hours. Oh, do you have something?
I remember. I watched her.
So the Happy Art Hour, I have another one coming up. It's going to be October 1st, where we are actually having Florencia and Plowman from Domino Arts. He's a photographer. We're going to do a kind of a lesson, if you will, showing everyone, all the artists, how one of the most important tools in your toolbox is your cell phone camera. So we are going to show them how they can kind of raise it up a notch, taking photos of their work to post on their social media platforms and virtual galleries. So I think that will be very useful for people that I got this phone, I really know how to use it. Why not? So that's Happy Art Hour on October 1st. That will be at 6 o'clock. We'll do a Facebook Live on Los Altos Capital Arts.
So we go to Los Altos Capital Arts, and all the information will be there.
Yeah,
that's a great gift you're giving right there. Another good one.
Yeah. Is that we all need to learn how to take better photos.
I mean, we all have something to learn, right, Jill?
Exactly.
I learn something new all the time. I'm all about it.
Right? I mean, there's you can go live on Instagram, you can go live on Facebook, and I'm not much of a techie, unfortunately. I rely on my husband and my son to help me.
Yeah, I have to, my kids. But I'm afraid to screw it up. But you know what? Hey, we're all on learning curves here. I'm not that afraid. I'll do it anyway.
I think
it makes us even more interesting.
Exactly.
That's why we say.
You're right.
It really does. I think the more screw ups, the better, because then it just shows how vulnerable we are in that way. We're trying to cope with everything that's going on.
Exactly.
We're human.
And it's fun, but it's fun. We love doing this show because we bring on guests like you who give artists not only just because of the shows that you're doing, but the information that they get is so vital, because some people might not know, should I send my work in, or they're nervous to send their work in, like you said, and then you bring the artist along and you go, no, the show should happen now. It's not later.
You gotta do it. Just gotta jump in there. And I was talking about kind of you guys today in my Broward Cultural Council meeting about how the local artists are coming, having more and more shows virtual like this, and you guys are just leading the pack on this, and I really appreciate it, and I think the entire community does.
Oh,
thank you very much. I want you to share this show with your artist clan, because it really is all about artists helping other artists.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this is great information for Jill and I as well. But it's like, why, Jill and I were talking, why would we like keep all this to ourselves?
Right.
When we could share it, especially in this time when people are kind of like, what do I do? Right, Jill?
Exactly.
Like, where do I turn? How is this new reality going to affect my business? And guess what? It can be okay. And watch our show and we'll tell you how and why and what to do. And it's really nice. People have been very generous to us and giving us their time and their expertise. And we have a long list of people that we want to talk to. And it gives us, just makes us really happy to be able to do this.
And you know, also, you guys are just sharing all your resources, which is like huge. I mean, artists helping artists is everything. And I think that's another thing I just try and get across all the time is you guys are here for each other, and that's how we roll, right? I mean,
yeah.
So
yeah, we're definitely a tribe. We're a good tribe. We lift each other up, and Jackie and I have been doing that every day because both of us have had some days where we're a little bit down, and sometimes we're like, I can't paint today, and you know what we say to each other? That's okay. Take a step back. You know, go do a class, go do a yoga class or something. You know, it's better to recognize that during this time we're all having some issues. And that's just human because we've never been through this before, all of us collectively. So Jodi, thank you so much for coming on as our guest today. We really appreciate you.
It's really my pleasure, guys, and thanks for having me on today. It's been fun, and I can't wait to see you in person soon.
Yes, I know.
No shit ski. Maybe we'll just come over for a visit and see Florencia's work.
Absolutely, come over and have a glass of wine.
That's what we're gonna do. Love it. I'll see you very soon.
Thank you again, Jodi. Okay.
My pleasure.
All right. Take care.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay. Bye-bye.